Oh, yeah.
Where's the doggy? Say doggy?
Well, I found the youngsters of this
You
city.
always want what you don't have.
So why shouldn't he do it?
Right.
Well, it's thick, but
Well, I still don't know.
Oh, it just surprised me. I was expecting you to come over after work.
Wednesday, cloudy, chance of snow.
Record over it, use different tape to send me the show, but...
Give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. Give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. Give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
New York, for some reason, this dude, the culture vultures. Like, what is that? People who are not of his color that are capitalizing on the culture? Is that what is being said? Capitalizing on the culture? Let me tell you something. Let me break this down for you about the culture.
Yeah, that's like the black area over there, the Norteño area over there, the white area over here, Indians over there. We keep it segregated.
How come?
Because we don't want to program with them. Keep a clear line, pretty much. Yeah, white power, I ain't programming with them. Oh, 707, 228.
I mean, in the outside world, people tend to rub along, different races get along more or less. And so how come inside it doesn't work like that?
So we don't it's for no confusion, so we don't get confused between races and stuff. We just stay away from them. They stay away from us.
Racist. We just don't want to live with them, I don't want to live with them. I mean,
Is there someone here who's in charge?
No one's going to say that.
No one would say that.
Go the whole...
Why wouldn't anyone say that?
Because then they would high profile us and then put us in the hole.
After they think someone's in charge, they're gonna slam you down and then give you head and turn it.
So someone here might be in charge, but you wouldn't say it.
No.
Are most of you here on violations?
Almost at least 50% of us are because of meth. At least the white guys.
Nigger run, the nigger flew, the nigger ho, his carried into old run, nigger run, better paddle, oh, get your run, nigger run, and you better get away. Run, the paddle flew, why the devil can't a nigger run too? Oh, run, nigger run, paddle get your run, nigger run, and you better get.
On August 12th, Ismaila Faye, a 31-year-old Senegalese man, was stabbed to death near the Moroccan capital's central bus station during what the preliminary investigation says was a dispute with the Moroccan man over seating. It is a crime that is being seen as evidence of a rising tide of racism against sub-Saharan migrants.
the Senegalese-Moroccan relationship is more than a friendship, it's love. But we see these days there is aggression towards blacks.
Realize that when you turn a people upside down and inside out, then sell them not for a day, not for a year, but for 300 years and deny us the human right to know, to read a book.
For example, most Chinese were peaceful as well. Yet the Chinese were able to kill 70 million people. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at Japan prior to World War II, most Japanese were peaceful as well. Yet Japan was able to butcher its way across Southeast Asia, killing 12 million people, mostly killed with bayonets and shovels. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. On September 11th in the United States, we had 2.3 million Arab Muslims living in the United States. It took 19 hijackers, 19 radicals to bring America down to its knees, destroy the World Trade Center, attack the Pentagon, and kill almost 3,000 Americans that day. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. So for all our powers of reasons and us talking about moderate and peaceful Muslims, I'm glad you're here. But where are the others speaking out? And since you are the only Muslim representative, save the applause till the end.
Do you believe that all white people have taken part in racial violence, which is what you wrote?
I believe that society is built on the foundation. It's not what I believe, it's a fact that society is built on the foundations of colonialism and slavery.
I understand that. In terms of specifically what you wrote,
yeah.
Are you standing by all white people and racial violence?
I'm
all white
standing
people
by,
are guilty of
by
racial
violence. That's a very nuanced thing. So you have things like microaggressions that people of color will experience every single day, that everything from moving from a black person on a bus to...
I understand.
Me a nigger.
I called you a nigger. You're a nigger. Nasty fucking nigger.
If you're lucky enough to live to 100, you have 5,200 weeks at your disposal. If you're 25 now, then you have 3,900 weeks left. If you're going to die at 70, then there are 2,340 weeks left. A lot of time, but also not really. And then what? Your biological processes will break down, and the dynamic pattern that is you will stop being dynamic. It will dissolve until there is no you left. Some believe that there is a part of us we can't see or measure, but we have no way to find out. So this life might be it, and we might end up dead forever. This is less scary than it sounds, though.
Basically, I decided that nothing I do or say really
for pepper.
I don't matter. Forethought taught me
Here's
I'm
another
such a
story.
tiny, minuscule blimp on the face of
I
the
was
universe.
at the store with my mother when I saw some strawberries. My mom was going to buy them, but they cost too much. So we bought some bananas instead. Do you think that story is real? Or is it make-believe? Real. Right! Things like that happen all the time. It's real.
Why God, do I gotta suffer? Earth is no more, won't you burn this motherfucker?
Or you're fearful, maybe you're in it, but you're not really going for it. There's something that's kind of holding you back from taking that step or moving in the direction that you need to go. Well, it isn't really a fear of the success of the business doing well. But it's more that there's something over here that we're clinging to that we're not letting go of. So maybe, for instance, the limitation is, I believe in a steady paycheck. I believe that the only way that I can make it is through a steady paycheck. Well, that's a limitation, okay? And it's a limitation a lot of people hold on to. But if I'm holding on to that limitation and I'm unwilling to let go of it, I will often interpret that as a fear of my success in moving towards my dream. I don't want to let go of this thing right here, so I'm not moving forward in the direction of what it is that I want. Or maybe you're trying to get sober, and I know this was my case. One of the things that I wanted to be able to do was to stop drinking, in addition to a number of things. But for a long time, there was this limitation that I was holding on to of, you know what, I'm more sociable when I drink. People like me more if I'm intoxicated, and I need that in order for me to be sociable at parties. Well, getting to sobriety is going to be hard if you're still clinging on to this limitation right here. So when it comes to a fear of success, it really isn't about the fear of the success. It's really more about the fear of letting go of something that we've gotten very comfortable with. It's something that isn't working for us. It's something that isn't benefiting us.
You look at the Negroes in this country, what do they want? They want people to come from Africa.
Some interesting
the Mexicans
things
want
about
people,
the MSA,
stick up for their own
which is an
kind.
organization that's very active on
more
campus, and
Mexicans
it is hosting
it's that way.
Absolutely.
Hitler Youth Week.
I hate my nigger nose.
Should come out to those events.
I've always hated my nigger
If you could
nose
clarify the connection between the MSA and jihad terrorist networks, because last I checked,
the only reason why
we had to do our own fundraising.
I still have this nigger nose that
we never get help from anyone. So if you could clarify the connection between UCSD's MSA, or if you don't have such information, if you could connect other MSAs on UC's, because the connection wasn't too clear in the pamphlet. Just
because the man I truly love.
Condemn Hamas here now.
I'm sorry, what?
The KKK is rebranding itself, and in an effort to do so, they are being more inclusive. They are allowing
you asking me to put
Hispanics,
myself on a cross?
Blacks, Jews, and gays to join in on the fun.
I actually
now,
have had this
they
experience
say
many
that they
times. You
have
didn't read the
completely
pamphlet
changed
because
with
the
their
pamphlet
message.
is
Well, I'm
chapter
saying,
and verse.
if you want to talk about protecting black communities, you can't just select the things that you want to talk about. You have to be mindful of all of it.
Well, you have to understand, Jay-Z also
I don't
said
think you
in a rap
understood
that
what I meant
he
by
went
that.
through that.
I meant
so
if I
hopefully
say
the next
something, I'm sure that I will be
generation of men
arrested.
didn't have to go through that.
For
He
reasons
also
of Homeland
said,
Security. So if you could please
don't
just
follow
answer
me,
my
follow
question.
my moves. So when you talk about changing the community,
Little girl was trying to sell bottled water so she could go to Disneyland. Now her story has exploded into a flood of controversy. That video of her neighbor calling the police, now viewed more than 1 million times.
I've had this experience.
This morning, 8-year-old Jordan Rogers is an internet sensation for selling bottled water on the street in front of her house.
And throughout my hour talk,
girl sell some water. This woman is Allison Edel. This morning, she's a social media villain for calling
and then when
the
the
cops
question
on her
period
young
came,
neighbor.
the president of
Illegally selling water without a permit?
We don't know what happened leading up to this video being shot.
What is the law?
In order to act in the physical
what are you
world,
arresting me
Pinhead
for?
needs to have been
I'm sitting here in my car. I'm just recording in case anything happens. I'm surrounded by 5 police officers. I'm scared right now. I'm not being a jerk. I'm recording it in case anything
When
happens.
Pinhead stopped the Cenobites from torturing and emotionally
They're not searching my car.
You're
You're not searching my car.
Opening the configuration, stating it is not the hands that
For
call
it
us,
or
it's
against it?
desire.
Bring the canines. I don't care, man.
For it.
I know my rights.
I hope so. I know what the law is.
I know the law. I'm an attorney.
I think he's afraid of my shadow. Why you be like me? I'm brave.
You want my bus card?
Because I fear nothing when I am in the right. Whoever pushes me around will find me full of fight.
Looks like vomit.
Black eyed peas. Inside us. Everything we're going to do is going to show these fears. For example, a fear of being alone. We're going to cling on to relationships that are not serving us. We're not going to be able to give ourselves the time that we need to recoup and reevaluate and nourish our relationship with it. So I think it is really important to take a trip by yourself, just spend a day by yourself. Instead of being with friends on your Friday nights, spend the evening alone. And that doesn't mean on your laptop, because that's essentially like being with someone else, but really going through your thoughts and seeing what's within them. Go to a restaurant, sit by yourself, and pretend you're on a date. Ask yourself, what did you do that day, how you are. And then you'll begin having this conversation.
I think white guys, yeah. I think the culture is just more similar. Yeah. And I'm not into I think sometimes black guys can be a little bit more possessive. So, yeah.
How so?
I don't know. That's what I've seen. That's what my friends have told me when they have had some experiences. They have been a little bit possessive sometimes, and I'm not into that.
I don't think it's about the looks. I think it's about what's inside that counts, not what color you are.
And any other thoughts on black guys?
They're amazing. Please come to Estonia, Tallinn. Fuck.
Have you ever dated a black guy?
I cannot say dated, but I know some black guys, so yeah.
What are your overall thoughts on black guys?
They are nice people. For example, my best friend, she's dating a black guy, and he's very nice person. I like him, so I think they are nice.
Cool. And if you had to choose one guy, would you date A black guy or a white guy?
It depends on what kind of person they are.